Okay, so we're with our analysis components. In our analysis mode, this time we're going to do the single GRIB run. Okay, so before we did an all GRIB run where we're looking at the freshest GRIB compared to that log data. In the single GRIB run, we're going to look at one Zulu run of a GRIB file source as far out as that source goes. Okay, so by doing the single GRIB file run, model accuracy will select the closest GRIB file run to the analysis start time. And here we've told that the analysis start time would be 12Z on February 26th. And we know in our GRIB file folder that I have GRIBs that start at exactly 12Z on the 26th. And each one of those GFS, nav, gem, and coamps has a GRIB that's going to look at that 12Z. Now, it's not going to look at any of these other GRIBs after that 12Z. It's only going to look at the 12Z GRIB from February 26th because that's the single GRIB run. We're looking at a single GRIB run. Okay? We still want the plots. We still want it to save. And we're always going to get the statistical analysis. And let's go ahead and click Analyze. Now, sometimes there's some errors that pop up, and it says the last GRIB file for coamps ends before that analysis end time. Okay? So that means the coamps in the navgem don't go all the way out to the end that we had before. And we'll take a look at that real quick. So those errors are saying that they end before March 1st at 1900. And we said over here, we're going to go until March 1st in 1900. And it's saying that navgem and coamps don't go that far. So we're going to have to expect a slightly smaller analysis time down here. Okay? So those GRIBs don't go quite that far. So we'll go look at the graphs because that makes it a little bit easier. Our true wind speed is plotted. Okay? Now the new GRIB file run is the red square. The red square is right at 12Z. We don't see any more red squares in this graphical analysis. That's it. But we do see new GRIB file steps. Every 3 hours we still have that. And we can see just how far off the forecast really gets. Remember how good the forecast was in the all GRIB runs? It followed the black line, the boat data, quite well. But out here, this is really the line of where it starts to get pretty bad. So this is important to know as a navigator. When does the forecast become not trustworthy anymore? So 12Z here on the 26th, and we're going to 12Z basically on the 27th is right here. So it's about a day and a quarter is as reliable as I would put trust into these true wind speed forecasts. So let's go look at the true wind direction forecast and see what we have there. It's doing a pretty good job staying with it until about 20Z. So that's about a day and a half as well. And then boom, you're off by about 20 degrees in this area after about a day and a half. So a day and a half to day and a quarter is when we're really going to start looking. And there was clearly some frontal passage on this boat data. I've seen it in the Trans-Pacific race, good to about 2.5, 3 days sometimes in those really easy to predict trade wind areas. We'll come and look at our analysis components and we'll see who did the best. If it was just a single GRIB, it'd be NDFD at 6.8. And we'll look at that. And the trend correlation was 47% right. RMS error 5.2. Average error was 0.5 knots above. That's pretty good on average, but remember, you can have way above and way below still equals awful lot, but an average error that can be low. And the true wind direction correlation was only 32%, 18 degrees right of the log data. That's a big error. And you can see just how much lower these trend correlations are off of a single GRIB. Remember, they were as good as 80% when we were looking at a GRIB every 12 hours before, which is when you're going to be downloading them in your nav station. So we're in single GRIB mode. We did a 79-hour analysis window time, and that is your single GRIB road analysis, and that is in your single GRIB right here, all the same. True wind speed and true wind direction are right there for what you like.